Welcome to Mora IFC. It is what it is. Kwaba. You be 6 pieces of skirt now. Mathematician is 6 pieces of skirt here. With your line where you are 6 pieces of skirt. No. Seen it here. This is how 6 pieces of skirt look like. It have 1, 2, 3. This is the front, and this is the back. You bet them in 6 pieces. You're gonna cut the fabric into 6 pieces. That is why you call 6 pieces of skirt. Because you bet fabric 6 times in it, you know. Enter the 6 pieces of skirt. This is the front and this is the back. You better check here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enter the 6 pieces of skirt. The reason who say line is because of zip na ye be shemu. Is because of the zip I be shemu. So when you are drafting a 6 pieces of skirt, this is how 6 pieces of skirt gonna be like. But in your way baby, when you have more detail, but a 6 pieces skirt with elastic. This way is 6 pieces. This also is a 6 pieces of skirt, but this one is an elastic form. We're going to use an elastic for the waistband, so we don't need to shape it. If you look at this, it's already shaped. We're going to shape this one whilst cutting it. When you say you are be shape no account amra you try. Then you say be you are when doing this with elastic, we don't need to make no shape. And you can say you shape be a be cutting the side, be cutting the same. Into the way here your length, your hip measurement, any your knee measurement. All you need is your length measurement, your hip measurement, and your knee measurement. Because we are not going to deal with the waist with the shaping, we're going to use the hip measurement. You better use hip, no. Add a calculation, why? Because you use band be man elastic. In the band we use the hip to cut the same thing as the waist. In the use hip no measurement, no. You be try the same thing with the waist measurement. Because the elastic never any be shim. And that's how you could try waist, with the waist measurement now. All shot there now won't mean shit. The reason why we're gonna use the hip is because as a waist, because when we use your actual waist measurement on this kind of 6 pieces, you can't wear your skirt. You cannot wear your skirt. That's why we use the hip as for your waist. So you're gonna come there, do the mathematics. Your hip 44 divided by 6, that will give you 7. So each one piece here is 7. Each one piece here is 7. We see is 7. Over here, this is the back, way in the cheek, 7. Here to 7, and here to 7. And to come when you now, boom, when you add up all this 7, it's going to give you 42. So this is the front, this is the back. When you are working with the elastic, the front and the back are the same thing. So elastic one is there. The nim and it ni na ye pe. Yemfa zip embesha. We are not going to put any zip here. This one we're going to put zip here. That's why we have this line. When the zip is and have this line. But we're saying because say yemfa zip and shehono, we don't need to divide this one. I say you trying the same thing. In the super of fabric now, and baby say yeah, this is how it's going to be with your shape. With your shape on it like this and this. And when it comes to the flare here, this part here, you can make it 9, you can make it 10, you can make it 11, 12. It depends how wide, how big you want the floor to be. After we put on the elastic, say the elastic nishima, the shape will form. Say the elastic nishima, shape on the ever form because the elastic can be squeezing up to your actual waist. I hope you understand. After we fix in the elastic, the shape will come. The actual shape will come. That is when we fix the elastic. But since we are not fixing the elastic yet, the fabric is supposed to be, you cut it this way. You don't need to shape it when cutting an elastic 6 pieces of skirt. So let's get on to the machine, to the table. The fabric has been folded into 2. That is 10 inches. When you open it, it's going to be 20 inches. Once I tell you try there, we 10 inches na maja and 2 be more a 20. It depends how wide, how big you want the floor to be. You can make it 26, that is 13 inches. Or 24, that is 24 inches. You can see and they depend on one person. So no so person can see down, flare no person it depend on. Into bit mine 26, which is 13, would be my 26. No. So this is what I'm measuring is the length. The length is 37, so I'm going to add 1 inch to it, making 38. Length near 37. Into the 1 inch can 38. Into the measure the elastic, because we are going to put an elastic in. You have to measure your elastic. This is 1 inch. So if your elastic is 1 inch, you have to add 1.5 to it to your actual measurement. In this elastic near 1 inch, not the 1.5 as I can actual measurement length. No? So when your elastic is 2 inches, then you have to add extra 2 inches. So when you have 38 plus 2.5, that will be 14.5 inches for the elastic. So from your waist to your knee line, now when you're measuring your knee line, let it fall above your knee, not on your knee or below your knee, not on your knee or below on your knee. You have to come above so that you can make a movement of walking. Because when you fall above, below, you can't walk. When you fall on your knee, you can't walk. Side ekosi ukotodwena esa osusu manemba okotodwene soro enye okotodwene ase enye okotodwene soro nyesa wontim nyeden enante nti ube meja ade axis okotodwene ho a esa si okotodwene soro sa na otima nyeden anante nti osusu from your waist no aba waist am marking the hip no the hip. This is the hip measurement. You measure from your waist to your hip measurement. Osusu from your waist na about hip measurement no. Remember, we are using the hip which is 42, we divided it by 6, that will give us 7. When it's 7, you divide a 7 into 2 again, that will give you 3.5. Then you add your sewing allowance, have to make it 4. So I'm just cutting, I'm marking out 4. Once I hip near 46, into 6, I'm 7. Oh, try atadia, you cut to me, into 7, because I atane be trying to be cut to sumi into no, as a 7 was a chim. Into chema, I'm 3.5. Not half no that pump the sewing allowance, not the half as also. Now I have 4. Because we are using the hip, I'm going again. Because we are using the hip, you divide the hip by 6, you're gonna get 7. You divide the 7 by 2 because when we are cutting the fabric, you fold the fabric. The fabric is unfold. So I'm marking 4 inches. I'm cutting 4 inches right now so that I'll connect it. So this is the front pattern. I'm cutting the front pattern, the middle one. The front, the middle, this is the hip. I'm making a notch, then I'll go by the knee side, then I'll make a notch. The front, the middle one, this is what I'm cutting. This is the middle one for the front. I'm going to cut the same thing for the back middle. Let me try no. In finfin, the same finfin, let me try no. The same baby trap, the chin finfin. Enemy side between. What I'm about to cut right now is the back middle. You know, the back is in 6, the back is 3. So I'm going to cut the middle one in the back. You can cut the same thing to the other panel if only you think that you are okay with your measurement with half inch, which you think that you're not going to grow fat and you either grow length, then you have to cut the same thing which have an half inch of sewing allowance only. it's going to be half inch of sewing allowance. Or no say onye kesi biom obesa fon kura count there and obetimi di we ya twitwa. Won say twa we ya aka 4. Nti obetimi di we ya no say twitwa the 4 na den aka no. Ba wo didi say oba ba kesi opa allowance there and yengusu ye den yenhwe na yensan he de be kon we na chi nti we na enimu mfimfini. So what I have cut right now, it is the front middle and the back middle. Now we want to have some extra space at the side by side. Yebese nya allowance nchenche mu nti se be kese a sa atare ni mia ya etima den abiem. We want a space at side by side so that when we grow some we get some extra fat, when we grow fat and maybe the skirt is too tight to us that we want to open up some space. This is how you're going to do. We are going to cut the other 4 front pattern. We have the front we have extra 2 left and the back we have extra 2 left. So you're going to leave 1 inch. The middle one is supposed to be less 1 inch or 1.5. So now I'm leaving 1.5, 1 inches. You can leave 1.5 or 2 inches. It's up to you. So as you can see, I've leave 1. So this will serve me as a side, both side, so that I'll get an allowance there. So that when I make my hips, I know that I don't have only half inch left. I have like 1.5 or maybe a half or 1 inch more left to the side by side. So I'm gonna cut it out. The impact is say open space more any allowance and so be kesia. What me is atare ni mia o bie mu no. Ese ne chi no, the me that to so say no, unse me that to so. Me the 1 inch ide asa count. And they say they all form no so. Chine they all so. So now what is on the top is less and then what is above below is big. So I'm making my notches on the knee line and I'll do the same thing on the hip line. So now I'm not going to use this one. I'll put this one aside. So this is what I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut 3 times and put on it like this one so that it will be 4. I hope you get it. I'm going to use this one now. I'm going to cut an extra 3 inches, 3 times of this one, so that this will be 4. So either you fold your fabric like this, then you cut, or you can cut it open. I want to cut double, 2 together, so that will left me 1. I'm going to cut 2 double together. But say me try me no boom preko. Make my try me and boom preko. I can cut 3 straight away, but I'm going to cut 2 straight out. That's why I'm doing it that way. So you need to measure. When you open it, we have 20 inches. So you have to open 20 inches. Once the fabric no you buka umienu 10 ubi ma 20. Tese unya 20. Ewa. Sa na the toso a na wet ma twa. Mienu ayeden abom. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share and comment. It is what it is. It's Mora FC. Click on notification bell so you won't miss any of my tutorials. I'm not using the middle panel. The middle panel front and back there is there separately. I'm using the recent one that I just cut. So I'm going to put it on it like this. Then I'll cut 2 together. It's 6 pieces, so we're supposed to get 6. It's Mora FC. it is what it is. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling it. Let me explain more details before I get. When you are dealing with this one, we are going to put an elastic in. So you have to know the measurement of your elastic. Plus, when you are putting an elastic in, you will turn it inside with a 1/2 inch. So knowing the size of your elastic is also important. And you have to add 1/2 inch to it. So when your elastic is 2 inches, then you have to add another 2.5 inches to the actual length that you got. So that when you are fixing the elastic should be fixed properly. You don't make your waist elastic band bigger, then the elastic becomes so small inside. It won't look professional, beautiful. So I say odo elastic ni be shemo elastic, make sure say elastic no chino. And you can say elastic no band hono mo e kese. Na elastic na e keto mu say fit. So I'm cutting now. If I cut this one like this, I'm going to get 3. So I have to cut an extra one and add it to it. For that one, I don't think that I will show it. You just have to cut it by yourself. So we have 3 now. 1, 2, 3. So you have to cut extra 1 and add it to it. So we have 4. So now this is the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will come to the knee side. Beside Chabago count and 4. Side by side on no. Into meba the coat to join on knee side on. This is the knee. This is the knee point. Ni koto ju bebe ma ken ni koto ju hono mono me say embra koto ju ne soro until I'll come inward 1 inch. This is one side. I'll come inward by 1 inch. This will make the curve. This will make the curve look beautiful. Until koto ju inside no me bamu side kakra. Over to my you can sew it like this and just go your way. But you want the curve to come, you just have to go inward 1 inch. Then you mark your hip measurement. I'm marking my hip measurement. Over say curve no ba, I say no kuto hono mu come in. I say my ba hono na me curve in kakra. Then you will shape that part. So this part, we will join this part to the middle one. That's how we're going to do it. You have to fix. This will let the curve come properly. This shouldn't go by the right side or the other side. This one's supposed to, the middle panel is supposed to be fused in where this angle is supposed to be. So we just have to make a different curve so that when the curve, you make a notch. It's Mora FC. It is what it is. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. I'm just making my notches. Notch. So now it's left with the lining. So this is the middle panel. Where in fin no. Any mood here. As you can see that the middle, this is how it's going to be. The middle panel is small and the other panel are big. So I'm going to cut this the lining. I'm gonna cut it. What you gotta do is you just have to put it on it and just cut the same thing. The way say wafa the atotoso no try lining the same thing, the same measurement. No idea we're trying to lining and no I don't know. So I'll just cut the lining, then be done. Just put it on it like that, then you cut it. You do the same thing to the rest. So you can see this is the lining and this is the fabric. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share and comment. Click on notification bell so you're never gonna miss any of my tutorial. You will be updated anytime I post a new video. So as you can see, behind the lining. Don't go confused, don't mix it up. Don't mix it up with the front middle panel and the back middle panel. Don't mix it up. You have to notice that. In fifth, any moon finfin, any trade, the infinfino, men found from an imbruini so. I saw to Mrs. Shadi, yes, I will brew so. It's more IFC, it is what it is.